I've got faults, I admit. I've got habits that I can't quit. But my temper hits
So I'm here
the
with
ceiling.
Kaeli Earle. My name is Tommy Marcus, and you just performed a song called Out of Here on Voices of Berkeley. And I just want to say that it was a pleasure working with you, and that was an amazing song, first of all. But we're here to talk a little bit about you, your past, your present, and your future. So, first, let's start off with what your background was like growing up, getting yourself to Berkeley, what it's been like with all of that.
Well, I came up classical, so I was a classical cellist until probably 17, and then I really wanted to play bass. Actually, I just wanted to play jazz, but nobody would hire me as a classical jazz player, as a jazz cellist. So I just started playing bass, and then people hired me because people need bass players, and all you need to gig, as turns out, is a bass and not any skills. So I just kind of started gigging more and more, and then I was like, let's go back to school. So I did.
All right, and is Berkeley like the first college that you went to, or were you at another one first?
I went to University of San Francisco first. So I went there for like a year and a half, and I never really wanted to go, but I figured I should go to college, and San Francisco seemed nice, and it just seemed like a cool place to hang out while I became a professional musician. And then I just kind of dropped out when I was a professional musician, so I was like, okay, this has served its course, I don't need school anymore.
Mm-hmm. And then you came here.
And then I came here because I was like, well, I might need school.
Yeah, I mean...
I just wanted to kind of switch paths because I wasn't writing, and I wanted to write, but I didn't really have any motivation or skills. So
Yeah, so you started writing, like when? That's a weird way of asking the question, but when did you start writing your own music?
last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good job with the songs that you're coming out with so far.
Thanks. Yeah, I actually started making beats, and then from there I just kind of started. I was making beats, and then I was writing like traditional type songs, and then I was like, I kind of went with the traditional type songs, but I'm trying to make them more like beats.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the song Out of Here, and if anyone else has heard any of your other songs, it's very clear to notice that you put your emotion into them, and whatever you're thinking and all of the different things that are going on in your life, you actually put that into your music, which is something that a lot of people don't harness early on in their songwriting careers. Most people, start writing songs about what they think people want to hear first, and then after a few years they start getting their vibe, or they have somebody else write for them.
I do the right way.
Yeah.
I don't f around.
I don't f around. But so how, like, your experience with Berkeley and how it's been so far. What semester are you, by the way?
I'm fourth.
You're fourth semester?
Yeah.
Okay.
So coming to Berkeley was kind of hard at first because I got here and I was just like, I'm gonna come here and it's gonna be an artist utopia where everybody is a free thinker and the music just flows from trees, and there's so many people that are just whack.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how the school would be like if it was in San Fran.
Yeah.
Being in Boston, it's probably a bit different.
Yeah, and like I showed up and I was like, why is everybody miserable and rude? And then I realized that I was the one that was miserable and rude. So like it kind of took me a while to get into the swing of things, and like I still don't think that you should go to school for music. I don't know why I'm here, but it's a good motivation, and I like being surrounded by people that I've gradually come to realize are really cool.
Yeah, I mean, even if you went to a school where you didn't find anyone you liked, at least you're surrounded by like-minded people, At least you're surrounded by people who, follow the same path that you do, which is just generically music, And it's good to get that, like you said, like that motivation from those people and just, feed off of them and all that.
Yeah, and it's really nice to like be able to have a bunch of friends that I can have musical conversations with.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that above everything else is like such a good way to like kind of figure out what it is that I want to write about and kind of what it is that I want to sound like.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of sounding like your song Out of Here, on the surface, if people listen to it and don't really like listen to the lyrics but just hear it in the car or whatever, it sounds like a very poppy, song that's very superficial, and it's just really catchy. But if you really look deep into it, there's a lot of meaning behind the lyrics that you wrote. So would you mind going into that and explaining what the song is about, your process with writing it?
I pieced together the bits. So I came up with the pre-chorus and the chorus first. It was on a recording that I made, and I was on Skype with my friend Morgan, and I was like, I have this song, and I'm just trying to write it. It was really just an attempt to sound like an Adele song. It was the one where I really kind of based it off that song where she was like, baby, give me a chance. Because it's just so, like, it's just got such a vibe, and I love that sort of, it is pop because it's about, it's catchy, and it's about really straightforward feelings, and it is a feel-good song, and I love just, writing songs that make people feel good because it covers up the dark pit in my soul. But it did come from a dark place because it was like, okay, well, I'm writing about kind of cutting off a relationship effectively. It was about when I first moved out of the house when I was in high school, and I started fighting with my parents, and I was just like, you can't tell me what to do, I'm out of here. And so every single time I perform this with my parents in the room, I'm like, this song is dedicated for you guys, and they know exactly why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we all have had experiences with, either family members or people we've been with, friends, whatever, where we've sort of just been in this awkward position where it's like, I want to cut off this relationship with you because it's just toxic, but trying to figure out how, and then it just, when it happens, it's just so random sometimes, and it's just like, oh, I didn't expect this to happen today.
Yeah. But it's like a song that happens like right before you like call all your friends. I mean, speaking specifically in terms of like a breakup, it's like the moment where you're just like, I'm gonna be a new me, and you call your friends and they like come over, and it's just like, I'm starting over again. That feeling.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the few stages of grief where you're sort of just like empowered and just like, I'm strong and I'm gonna recover,
Eventually I'm just gonna have an album that's called The Stages of Grief. It's
yeah.
7 songs.
It wouldn't be a bad idea, actually.
Or 5? How many are the stages of grief? 5?
I don't know. I hear different people say different things. Some people say 5.
Stages of
yeah,
grief.
Exactly. I mean, like, I feel the more like deeper we think about it, there's more stages, If like, we just start thinking about it more, it's like, oh, there's 100 actually, But
kind of like talking about gender.
But regarding your musical career and where you see it's going to go from here on out, what are your your plans for the near future?
I really want to start doing a lot of gigs. That's like the next step. Just gonna gig a lot. Figure out the arrangements, get them super tight. I just want everything to sound like a crisp. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Getting everything to really just be tight. I've got a pretty good website, I just want to make a living from what I'm doing. So the more effective I can, get the business side of things, the more I can like fool somebody else into doing it for me.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was you for a second. I was like,
It
oh,
is me.
the whistle.
Yep.
No, I mean, like, I thought it was you. Like, for some reason, you just whistled. But yeah, so after Berkeley, everybody, there are a bunch of people that go back home, and then, they start just living in their parents' basement again and just, like, perform while living at their home or whatever. But, like, what's your plan for the future after Berkeley?
Well, I thought it might be nice to live in my parents' basement and to kind of do a podcast. No, I want to move, maybe back to California. I've been looking at a couple labels in LA, in LA and in London, actually, because the scenes for, like, what they're doing, it just looks, kind of like what I'm doing, like, kind of funky, weird versions of, like, jazz poppy stuff. But, I don't really know what the hell I'm doing, so I just kind of figured I would just do it until somebody's like, hey, you want to do it over here?
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah. You gonna pay me or what?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just going wherever is definitely the way to do things these days. You know,
Yeah.
just to go where either where you want to go or where the money goes, you know, it's just.
And I like
definitely-
traveling. Like, I don't mind starting over at a place. Like, I'll just go and start everything over again.
Mhm.
You know, get
Yeah,
out of here.
definitely. Out of here. But yeah, it's been great talking to you, and I'm really excited to see where you go from here.
Really enjoyed our time together, Tommy.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a lot of fun. So if you guys want to check out Kaeli's song, I will link it in the description. And I will leave you guys with a little snippet of her song performed for Voices of Berkeley. So I will see all you guys next week, and I will see you soon.
Cheers, mate.
I'm getting out of here.